Reaching the age of 80 is a milestone, an achievement that reflects resilience, endurance, and a lifetime of experiences. But for many, what lies beyond 80 is not just a continuation of life, it's a profound transformation. This stage of aging often comes with a set of challenges that are rarely discussed openly. Society tends to either glorify aging with images of cheerful grandparents or ignore it altogether. But the truth is far more complex. Today, we confront 5 brutal realities many seniors face after turning 80. Truths that speak to the emotional, physical, and social tolls of growing older. These are not shared to discourage, but to illuminate the unseen side of aging and explore how seniors and those who care for them can face these challenges with understanding, empathy, and dignity. Reality. 1. The weight of loneliness. Loneliness is one of the most profound emotional burdens many people over 80 carry. With age comes loss of spouses, lifelong friends, siblings, and peers. The once bustling world becomes quieter, sometimes oppressively so. The phone calls come less frequently. Visitors drop in more sporadically. A calendar once filled with social plans may now stand blank. But loneliness at this age isn't just a passing feeling. It becomes a chronic state. It eats away at mental health, leading to depression, anxiety, and even cognitive decline. The physical toll is also significant. Researchers have linked prolonged loneliness to increased risks of heart disease, stroke, and a weakened immune system. The silence can be deafening. It's not just the absence of voices, but the absence of connection. And over time, this isolation becomes a kind of invisible prison. Coping with this reality starts with connection, however small. A weekly phone call, a regular community group, a church service, or a local senior center can become lifelines. Technology, though intimidating to some, can open doors to video chats, online communities, and even virtual book clubs. The key is to make the effort on both sides, because consistent human connection isn't a luxury in old age. It's a necessity. Reality 2, the loss of independence. Independence is one of the last things people want to give up. It's not just about driving a car or cooking a meal. It's about control over your time, your space, your decisions, your dignity. After 80, maintaining that independence becomes harder. Tasks that were once second nature, like getting dressed, taking a shower, climbing stairs, or reading a label, may now require assistance. Some may face the difficult decision of moving into assisted living or relying on in-home caregivers. There's a sense of grief that comes with these changes, not necessarily over the tasks themselves, but over what they represent. Needing help can feel like losing yourself. It can also stir feelings of shame, guilt, or fear of being a burden to family members. The path forward lies not in denying the need for help, but in reframing what support means. Accepting help is not giving up. It's adapting. Tools like walkers, grab bars, or medication organizers are not signs of weakness, but of strength and wisdom. They are bridges that preserve dignity and safety. Family members and caregivers should foster an environment of respect and encouragement, focusing on what can still be done rather than what's been lost. Reality. 3. Physical decline and health fatigue. The aging body is a complex machine, and after 80, wear and tear often become impossible to ignore. Joints stiffen, bones weaken, vision fades, hearing dims. Chronic conditions such as arthritis, diabetes, and heart disease are more common and harder to manage. Energy wanes. Even getting out of bed can feel like a monumental task. On top of the physical challenges, there's another exhausting component: health fatigue. Countless medical appointments, prescription refills, physical therapy sessions, and procedures become a routine part of life. This cycle can feel relentless. Some seniors begin to feel like they're no longer living, but simply managing their decline. The emotional weight of this can be immense. There's frustration, grief, and sometimes anger, especially when once simple pleasures like gardening, walking the dog, or cooking a favorite meal become physically impossible. In facing this reality, mindset matters. While we can't stop the aging process, we can choose how we approach it. Quality of life should take precedence over quantity of treatments. Asking doctors honest questions about goals and outcomes, prioritizing comfort and joy over rigid routines, and finding moments of pleasure within the limitations. These are ways to reclaim agency. And for loved ones, it's important to listen deeply and offer emotional support without rushing to fix everything. Reality 4. Feeling forgotten by society. One of the more painful truths of aging is how society begins to look past you. After 80, many seniors report feeling invisible. Youth-centric culture dominates media, advertising, and even healthcare. People talk over them, not to them. Younger generations may view their insights as outdated. Even family members sometimes forget to include them in meaningful conversations or decision-making. This invisibility is not just external, it becomes internalized. When you feel like you no longer matter, it's easy to withdraw, to stop speaking up, to believe that your contributions have expired along with your younger self. But nothing could be further from the truth. Elders carry a lifetime of wisdom, stories of survival, love, loss, triumph, and resilience. These stories matter. The voices of those over 80 are needed now more than ever. Combating this sense of irrelevance means creating spaces where seniors are seen, heard, and valued. Encouraging storytelling, involving them in community events, or asking for their advice on real matters can restore a sense of meaning and connection. And for seniors themselves, it's important to seek out opportunities to contribute through volunteering, mentoring, or simply sharing experiences. Reality 5. Facing mortality after 80. Mortality is no longer a vague concept. It becomes a daily reality. Friends pass away. Health declines. The future no longer stretches infinitely ahead. Thoughts about death, legacy, and the meaning of life begin to surface with new urgency. For some, this awareness brings fear of pain, of being alone, of the unknown. For others, it brings peace and clarity. Regardless of how it's felt, mortality is no longer abstract. It is deeply personal. This reality can trigger deep reflection. Have I lived the life I wanted? Did I make peace with my regrets? What do I want my final years or days to look like? Confronting mortality with honesty is not morbid, it's empowering. It opens the door to meaningful conversations with family. It allows for practical planning around wills, end-of-life care, and memorial wishes. And perhaps most importantly, it inspires a focus on what still matters: love, presence, connection, spirituality, legacy projects, journaling, and counseling can all be helpful tools in making peace with this chapter of life. There is still time to say what needs to be said, to heal wounds, to express gratitude, to live with purpose, even in the final season. Closing thoughts growing older, especially beyond 80, is not for the faint of heart. It demands courage, patience, and an ability to adapt to changes that are often unwanted and deeply challenging. But with those challenges also comes a rare kind of wisdom, a clarity, a deeper appreciation for the things that truly matter. The brutal realities of aging, loneliness, loss of independence, declining health, societal invisibility, and the nearness of death can be heavy. But they don't have to define the experience. By naming them, facing them, and choosing how we respond to them, we reclaim a sense of control, dignity, and meaning. To those walking this path now, your story is not over. Your presence still matters. And even in the face of decline, there is beauty to be found. In the smallest moments, in shared laughter, in memories passed on, in the love that surrounds you, even if quietly. And to those with elders in their lives, don't look. Pass them, sit with them, listen, learn. These years, though difficult, can also be rich with connection, healing, and love, if only we choose to see them. Aging is inevitable, but suffering in silence is not. Together, we can build a world that honors those beyond 80, not just with care, but with respect and reverence.